So good morning to everyone. Good evening. Uh, Depends where you are. Good afternoon. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen now. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, we've got it. Thank you.
Okay. So just an update about what's happening in Serbia. Just to mention again that Building Smart Serbia is actually uh, uh, founded by BIM Serbia, which is founded in April 2017. And here are our main goals of our associations, of course, promotion, regulations, legislation, support in trainings, and so on. And from day one, our main goal was to have a holistic approach. So to have involved ministries and government and also local administration, to have a large public companies, Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Serbia with whom we have really excellent collaboration, then local and international professional organizations. Of course, one of them is Building Smart International, but we also collaborate with ISO, FIDIC, EFCA, and other national association of architects and so on. We also have a Chamber of Engineers, and we have also excellent collaboration and involvement of universities and faculties in our country. And here are below the members, some of the members of BIM, Building Smart Serbia or BIM Serbia. So these are professional companies like designers, contractors, software vendors, investors, and so on. So we are very proud that our work is recognized last year by the board at the International Summit in Lillestrøm. And here are our members, board members. So as you can see, we tried to have involved people from different organizations. So we have professors of two largest universities in Serbia who are actually leading BIM, let's say, and digitalization of construction industry and their universities. We also have people who are heavily involved in other organizations like Nicola. He is a vice president of EFCA. Currently, we have also president of Professor Peshko from Novi Sad, who is president of PMI chapter Serbian, and we will also start now at our summit IPMA collaboration with IPMA Association. He is also president of our ISO 442 committee for Serbia. So we try to have there other professionals who are also software vendors or experts or representing largest companies and stakeholders in our country. So the idea is to have diverse members in the board and to communicate with all stakeholders in Serbia. Here are our current members, so it's not significant. We have 31 members on the company level and hundreds members as individuals in our chapter. So what are our activities? For the last year, we organized several very successful conferences. In the last year, we also organized regional meetings and events. Also, what is a great success is that according to new law, BIM will be mandatory. And we have also established several other committees where we work directly with the Ministry of Construction, Transport and Infrastructure. And we also established our committee now for professional Building Smart professional certification. So here are, let's say, last year we had a very large event in Belgrade, and It was opened by Ministry of Information and Telecommunication, Minister of Information and Telecommunications. We had traditionally a lot of speakers from abroad. Traditionally, somehow almost all lectures are in English because it's easier for everyone. So we always have a lot of also chapter leaders. So last year we had from UK and Ireland, Slovenia, and Romania as our guests. Here are some screenshots of some roundtables. So we always have a roundtable where leaders of national associations talk and discuss about the challenges, how to overcome them, exchange the ideas, and so on. We were also attracted some news who covered our event. Then we had a very good event in November where it was dedicated to infrastructure. Again, we had a Minister of Construction, Transport and Infrastructure. For us, this event, we had 250 attendees. Previous event was around 300. So the main goal of this event was first to publicly announce that now we created buildingSMART Serbia chapter, and the second was that the minister officially announced that by 2028, 1st January 2028, BIM will be mandatory across all projects in Serbia. I will show you later that big public companies and all projects of national importance are already more or less mandatory or BIM is required, but we are talking now about all projects in Serbia will be mandatory in 4 years. So what we also do, constantly organize in collaboration with Serbian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, organize local events. So so far, if I'm not wrong, we organized 14 events. So in all cities and towns important in Serbia, where the idea is really to promote digitalization of construction, BIM, and what buildingSMART is doing to the local community, and we have really good attendance and at those events, and we will continue with this event. So we have a clear agenda for this year, again to visit some new towns and cities and to promote BIM and to discuss with the audience, with stakeholders about the benefits of open BIM. What is also important to mention that we have really, I have to say, excellent collaboration among our members. So it's not competition, it's more really true collaboration, and this is an example. So two big events organized by important companies in our region. How you can see that again, the more or less the other members are invited to join those events, and this is a good showcase how we honestly believe we should collaborate together. I'm also very glad to announce our 5th annual BIM conference, which will be held on 30th and 31st of May. Again, we expect this is the first time we'll have a 2-day event. We expect around 400 attendees. Again, most of the lectures will be in English, and we have here really excellent speakers all over the world. We are also proud to see a lot of first of all, Richard will be there, which we are thank you, Richard, again for this, and members of leaders of chapters, so Rob, Stefan, Casey, and Matjaž. We will also have a lot of investors. So let's say, for example, this is the largest project in Slovenia. This is the largest project in Montenegro. This is the largest project in Turkey, and so on. So the idea is that also the audience hear what are the benefits for the investors and contractors, because we honestly believe that's the main goal. If they are satisfied and they recognize the benefits, then it's a done deal. So we are really proud again to have international audience. We expect between 25 and 30 countries attendees from 25 to 30 countries. So we are really looking forward to it, and you are most welcome to come and be our guests. We also plan to organize business-to-business meetings and in order to increase the collaboration among the stakeholders in our industry. Also, what will be important to mention, as I said, from 1st January 2028, BIM will be mandatory. And also one additional thing is that the Ministry of Construction, Transport and Infrastructure, I forgot to mention again, this event will be opened by the Minister of Construction, Transport and Infrastructure, created a BIM implementation work group, where the goals are to create a legal framework for BIM mandatory usage, to promote and strengthen the education for public authorities so they can utilize the benefits. And also we agreed and have confirmation from them that they will provide subsidies to support the construction sector to adopt BIM. So they will subsidize purchasing of software and also support education in this process. Now we also last month created a professional certification committee with 6 members, and they are currently working on filling all these questionnaires, forms and everything else required in order to submit everything to PCERT committee of buildingSMART International, and we expect that this will be submitted before our conference, so during this month's preliminary. We have 4 or I can say even 5 companies interested to be training centers, and also we will have a support again from Serbian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So I will now just show you at the end 2 examples of large projects. So maybe the most important currently in Serbia. So one is Expo 2027. So we are very proud to be host of this Expo event, and this is funded by Ministry of Finance and managed by Building Directorate of Serbia, which is the largest investor in Serbia, so public company. And just why we are proud that these projects from day one, from early conceptual stage, are fully focused on BIM. And for investors, the most important things were of course construction schedule, because time frame is very important. So all buildings has to be finished before end of 2026. Then all the analysis in terms of quantities, costs and so on were produced. And the goal was for all these projects to have, of course, optimal planning. Then very important was safety. So we believed that the client recognized that by having optimal plans, safety will be achieved. And what is also important, that I will speed up this, that at the end, one of our goals was to create something which is very useful for top managers. So I have to say this example, when it was discussed in April, literally all this was presented by Minister of Finance which is maybe the most important minister in our government. And it shows that we somehow transferred the BIM from something which is very complicated to something which is very easy to understand, very easy to demonstrate, very easy to show, so they can play around with this, communicate with the audience about the total, let's say, cubic meters of concrete, steel works, number of piles, length of piles, and so on. So the idea was to show this to the audience and to communicate this to the audience in a more applicable way, understandable way, and just to avoid this prejudice that BIM is something very technical, only for some experts, and so on. And the next project was in a joint adjacent with this is the project of national football stadium of Serbia. This is really fresh, and I have to say again, we were surprised that as a result, this was presented on actually the works officially started yesterday, and this was presented on all national news. So again, a good point for BIM and digitalization, because we believe that if you have something only, as I said, for the high-skilled professional, so we will not spread the word to the others. So we were really glad that even in the national news, they used these videos to demonstrate how this will be built on time and within, of course, the most important another thing is within expected budget. So this is one of the largest investments. So the total area is around 120 hectares. So the very large investment, and aside to this investment will be the residential complex. So literally, this is a new part of Belgrade, which is going to be built around Expo 2027. Also, the largest another project infrastructure in our region. So it's a Belgrade metro and train project. Again, is fully going to be implemented. Open BIM is going to be fully implemented. So even in this case, all the deliverables mandatory was that they are delivered in IFC format. So BCF will be used for communication. The quality checks were of data was by IDS. So essentially, the idea was to fully implement Open BIM and show that all stakeholders can have a strong benefits from this. Why I'm showing you this is because it's very important to the audience, and I can make as a suggestion to showcase the examples, because if you are just whenever we are talking, and maybe I'm this way always practical, whenever we are talking about theory, about legislation, regulations, laws, and so on, and if you do not show that it's achievable, it's deliverable, and so on, then the people will be skeptical, and there are going to be a lot of let's say concerns if this is achievable, possible, and so on. So in this particular example, when Ministry of Finance saw what was done for original project, they asked immediately if this is possible to be done for the stadium, and luckily it was done in a couple of weeks, all this analysis and dashboards. So they now assured the audience, the people in Serbia, that the project will be managed in the most sophisticated way, so that all analysis, the control of execution will be in a proper way, that we all have the issues with the safety, that the goal will be that we have no injuries if possible on this project by optimizing the processes and so on. So again, this really helped us this in a public promotion that now BIM starts to be something not just for the experts, but for the rest of the people as well, and that will encourage the other investors also to implement BIM, we hope. So do you have any questions? Thank you.